and then we jump over to that one. No. That one. Ah, there we go. I win. Okay, so let's just jump out the gate. Actually, we have all of the setup. I did actually do a little bit of work this time. I'm dropping the ball because, again, I do this all by myself. So we're talking in the music section right now. Again, we're going to be talking about Ozzy. We're going to be talking about a little bit of other stuff as well. Let's just jump out the gate. Nope. Seriously, there we go. Good Lord, I can't keep things straight, and I apologize. But let's go. We do have actually a little bit of an update. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know how you could not know at this point, but there is the off chance that you don't, that Ozzy Osbourne, one of the four men responsible for the creation of the genre of music that I have spent most of my professional career making, has passed away. He suffered from a number of health issues. And I don't know that there's an official statement as to what exactly it was that did eventually take his life. But on July 22nd, he was pronounced dead. Apparently, they tried to resuscitate Ozzy for approximately 22 hours, according to new reports. So this comes from Blabbermouth. Blabbermouth is a great source of news. If you just want to get the text and not hear my lovely voice read to you, then Blabbermouth is actually one of the places I get most of the music news for the show. But according to Blabbermouth, paramedics reportedly spent 2 hours treating Ozzy Osbourne before his death on Tuesday, July 22nd. Daily Mail reports that an air ambulance was called to Welder's house, the Black Sabbath singer's mansion in Buckinghamshire, UK mansion, on Tuesday morning. Just 15 minutes later, 10:30 a.m., the chopper landed in a field near the Osbourne estate. Around 12:30 p.m., paramedics returned. They're based 27 miles away at RAF Benson near Wallingford, South Oxfordshire. Quote, "We can confirm that our helicopter was dispatched to provide advanced critical care to an incident near Chalfont St. Giles yesterday," unquote. A spokesperson for the Thames Valley Air Ambulance wrote to the Daily Mail. Ozzy's 85-year-old sister, Jean Powell, also spoke to the Mirror about the singer's death and said it was unexpected. He was frail, but it still came as a shock, she said. Still had plans, things he wanted to do. Details of his death, it's still too early. It's just so sad. I'm just thankful he died in England, she said. So that's all everything else past that's going to be fluff. But, it was rough. This morning was the funeral procession that is still available from a number of sources up on YouTube if you want to watch. I watched a live feed from CNBC, which is what it is, when it was happening. But I did have to go to work before it ended, and then once I got home, I watched the Sky News broadcast, which had some interesting insights. But if you can find just the straight feed, that's probably the better way to go. Just that way you don't have all of the commentators and all that stuff. I think just today, now that the funeral procession has happened, I think it's just now, rest in peace, Ozzy, just now kind of sinking in to me as not a surreal thing, as an actual fact of life that Ozzy Osbourne has passed. So just kind of my history with Ozzy. 100% clarity, I was never a huge fan of Ozzy's solo career. Like, Blizzard of Oz was amazing. And I'm going to brain fart the name of the second solo record. Good Lord. But after those two records, Diary of a Madman, there we go. After those two records, I really kind of fell off. First four Sabbath records obviously are classics, but like, I was very privileged. I got to see Sabbath twice. I got to see Ozzy outside of Sabbath once, and I got to actually see Sabbath twice during the days of Ozfest. And I feel really kind of like somebody needs to take my metal nerd card for this, but like the second time I saw Sabbath, I didn't sit through the entire set. The one time I saw Ozzy by himself, again, I sat through a few of the songs and then kind of split out because wasn't a huge fan of his solo career. That's not to say I don't appreciate everything that he has done for this genre of music that has kind of kept me going for 40 years at this point, and it's just to say that I don't know, I couldn't get past the voice or something. Now going back and listening to a lot of that stuff that I just kind of dismissed as, yeah, I mean, it's good, it's Ozzy, it is what it is, but it's not anything that really is life-changing for me. Now going back and going, oh my God, what did I do? There's so much amazing music in there, and I don't know, maybe it's because I've evolved as a musician, maybe it's because I've evolved as a music appreciator, I don't know, but there is a lot more than just those 6 records in Ozzy's oeuvre of music that is absolutely incredible. And you can see in all of these bands that we listen to and all of the bands that I report on for the show in every aspect of this music, like, you can see the DNA of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath very, very specifically, but even just Ozzy's solo stuff, the stuff that Randy started, the stuff that Jake E. Lee did, I don't know, to a lesser extent, the stuff that Zach did, him and his collaborators not only created the genre, but shaped the genre multiple times. And it is definitely, the world of music has a gaping bat-sized hole, or a gaping bat-shaped hole in it these days, and Ozzy Osbourne definitely will be missed. Like, again, I think it's probably because I just wrote it off for so long. I think that's why it was surreal, because, like, I do appreciate anytime Ozzy music comes over a speaker, like if I'm at work, somebody's playing it at work, comes on the radio, whatever, like, it's never something that I'm like, oh God, turn this off. It's always something like, yeah, I can jam to this. It's always solid. Even the less great stuff is still always solid. So yeah, somebody needs to take my Metal Nerd card for the day, because I didn't appreciate what was there until it wasn't anymore. And it's a massive loss. So that is our moment for Ozzy. I went to Ozfest half a dozen times in my late adolescence and into my early 20s. At least 6 times I went to Ozfest. One time I had to travel to Arizona just to go to Ozfest because it didn't come here. So, like, I am fully indebted to Ozzy Osbourne's contributions to music and to a lifestyle that I don't know, maybe his personal lifestyle is a little bit farther than I ever want to take mine, but, like, fully want to do the musician thing. So that, yeah, absolutely a loss. But let's move on. Let's continue. We will talk about Ozzy a little bit more later, because there is one other Ozzy adjacent article here. But we have Metallica coming in next. Metallica is in talks to do a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas, which is freaking nuts. So again, according to Blabbermouth, I think all of our music stuff is coming from Blabbermouth this week. According to Vital Vegas, Metallica is, quote, ready to ink a deal for a Sphere residency, unquote, in Las Vegas. The site, which bills itself as your go-to source for news and opinions about all things Las Vegas, reports that the heavy metal giants could play Sphere in the fall of 2026 after Metallica scheduled M72 World Tour dates conclude. After their scheduled dates conclude with another European run in July of 26, but specifics haven't been confirmed or announced yet. So I guess technically this is rumor. But this past April, Metallica guitarist Kirk Hammett was asked by Hollywood Reporter if he and his bandmates would entertain the possibility of performing Las Vegas Sphere, 17,600 seat capacity venue, which has transformed live entertainment since opening in September of 2023. Side note, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a video. They apparently play movies there from time to time, and somebody took a real quick camera shot of them watching The Matrix at the Sphere, and like all of the additional stuff that's going on around the movie screen, because the Sphere is like, it's something like 270 degrees of viewable screen, so it's wider angle even than an action camera. So they have a bunch of additional stuff, like the building scene where the helicopter crashes into the side of the building in The Matrix. Like you are in the city, like the building extends beyond the screen and the explosion happens. It's just nuts. So Metallica playing in front of this, that would be freaking insane. Then it goes into more details about the Sphere, which we don't necessarily care about. Once this is officially announced, we absolutely will be following up on it. But that is what we have for the moment. So let's continue on to again, this is our other Ozzy adjacent piece. And it has to do with Youngblood. So if you haven't watched it yet, Youngblood has officially released it, so it won't be pulled down. But his performance of Changes is pretty impressive at the Back to the Beginning show. Like kind of knocks it out of the park. There are many versions of that song out there, and I would say his is second only to Ozzy's, but Youngblood vows to play Changes every night for the rest of his life in honor of hero Ozzy Osbourne. Just a fun little piece, just another like Ozzy will live on forever, we love you Ozzy kind of thing. But Youngblood has vowed to cover Black Sabbath's classic song Changes at every one of his concerts in honor of Ozzy Osbourne. On Thursday, July 24th, the British singer, songwriter, and musician, whose real name is Dominic Harrison, because we care, shared on Instagram where he revealed his plans to play the 1972 track each night, quote, for the rest of my life, unquote, following the Osbourne's death on Tuesday, July 22nd at the age of 76. I'm trying to, again, the quote continues, trying to compute the last couple days. Honestly, I'm absolutely effing shattered. The 27-year-old Youngblood who performed Changes, Osbourne's final concert with Black Sabbath at Villa Park. Also, just the timing. I know it's been said a million times, but how incredible is that? Bowie went out after having just released a brand new record, which makes sense for Bowie because Bowie's amazing art usually shown through in the recorded side of things best, and then Ozzy goes out after having performed one final time in front of a crowd, which is where Ozzy's art shines through best. Like that man, just anyway. Quote, you have been my North Star for everything for as long as I can remember. From when I was misunderstood as a child to the way people thought I was just a little too much or strange in my life and career. I owe so much to you, your wife, and your family. You all gave me a road to run down and supported me when people would turn their nose up. You loved my life. Okay, that is correct. You loved my life so much and you adored music. It was your smile, man. You taught me it was beautiful to be out of the box. I promise you with all my heart I will try my best and I will make my life's journey to keep the spirit that you started and what you have taught me alive. I will give it my best shot. To sing this song for you at an event surrounded by legends inspired by you to a crowd that loved you was truly my life's greatest honor. And I vow to play this song every night for the rest of my life. You're my hero in every regard. I hope you're up there having a drink with Randy Rhoads. That's awesome. For the Prince of Darkness, you sure brought all the light to the world. I love you, Ozzy. Yeah. So just a really fun little thing that I felt like we had to, because we're talking about the passing of him. So how amazing he will be in remembrance. And then we have, like I said, at the top of this, we have a piece from Slipknot. There was this big countdown. We covered it, at least in passing, on the show when it was originally announced, and the countdown has come to an end. And I mean, this is a little bit dated at this point. I understand it was almost a week ago, but we didn't really do anything last week as far as the regular news goes. So, but Slipknot has announced that there has released and is completely sold out at this point a deluxe reissue of their self-titled debut album. Deluxe reissue is 9 vinyl records that have a boatload of rare material. I don't know that it's unheard, but rare material is definitely for sure. So we have the first record, the first piece of vinyl that, is just the self-titled release, or the, if you want to go super technical, it's actually 742617000027, which is the ISBN number for their self-released record, Mate Feed Kill Repeat. That is, I'm pretty sure, what they properly titled the record, but everyone just calls it the self-titled. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm 100% right on that one. So, for the first disc of the vinyl is the record that we know and love. The second 2 discs, LP 2 and 3, are the Indigo Ranch mixes. The legendary Indigo Ranch mixes in '99. The band gathered at Malibu's Indigo Ranch, recorded breakthrough debut. These early rough mixes showcase raw energy. So this is, if you have the Digipack, a couple of these are on the Digipack. And they apparently switched the title for Get This. That's funny. I've actually seen them play Get This live, which is insane, and it was amazing, and I loved it. So yeah, you get some of those super rough mixes from the Indigo Ranch sessions for LPs 2 and 3. Which and the super rough Interloper, like, that's the demo version for Diluted. Yeah, the demo. Yeah, it's right there. Duh, demo version for Diluted. And then you get demos and alt mixes. For side 1, we have demos. These are original demos recorded before the band entered Indigo Ranch. So these are ones that they did themselves. And then we have side 2 is Jay Baumgartner and Ulrich Wild mixing Surfacing, Only One, No Life, Sick, Purity, and Eeyore. Oh, Eeyore even. Nice. I apparently didn't pay that close attention when I read this originally. 5 and 6 is live music. So Hartford, 99. We have months after their debut album, the band took to the road, and these live recordings showcase the band's atmospheric rise from headlining Hartford, Connecticut's legendary 1,200-seat Webster Theater in September of '99 to playing in front of massive crowds in the UK and Iowa in late 2000. So you get a live version. That is a lot of music, but again, it's relatively unheard. A lot of this stuff has leaked out, or it's just different versions of songs we already know. So the reason I say it was lackluster and possibly disappointing for fans is because there was, 100 of these that they released. I wonder if it lists at the bottom. Come on, meow. But yeah, they printed a ridiculously small number of these. So they're insanely rare, which has pissed off a lot of the fans. So speculation is that once these have probably been sold and resold a number of times, then they're going to probably release a digital version of this stuff. Very likely also a CD version that's much more easy to press, and they can send out a lot of them. Like a new box set that the rest of us can buy, because these went fast. They are all gone. If you find one, it is on the secondary market, and it's going to be a lot of money. So, that being said... Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so we're going to go back to music for just a moment. I need to find this. Oh, no, I need to find this. Where the hell am I? Research. Let's just open a new tab. Metal Injection. Metal Injection is better. Yeah, all right. So we have a real quick update on the music situation. that we've been keeping tabs on, as far as Josh Freese getting fired from Foo Fighters. Apparently, Foo Fighters have taken Nine Inch Nails drummer, and Freese is now playing for Nine Inch Nails. So the Foo Fighters reportedly found their new drummer in Ilan Rubin, a celebrated multi-instrumentalist best known for his work with Nine Inch Nails, according to the Hollywood Reporter. Rubin, who was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Nine Inch Nails in 2020 at the age of 32, making him the youngest ever inductee at the time, is stepping in just months after Foo Fighters have parted ways with Josh Freese. Freese had joined the band in 2023 following tragic death of longtime drummer Taylor Hawkins in 2022. In May of this year, Freese confirmed his departure, sharing that the band had chosen to go in a different direction. While he wasn't angry, he was a bit shocked and disappointed. Rubin, a long-running live drummer for Nine Inch Nails since 2009 and a frequent collaborator with Danny Elfman. Also, Freese is a collaborator with Danny Elfman, so that's cool. Reportedly informed Nine Inch Nails frontman Trent Reznor last week that he had accepted a job with another band. While it remains unclear whether Rubin is joining the Foo Fighters as a full-time member or in just in a touring capacity, sources say his move coincides with Freese rejoining Nine Inch Nails, where he previously served as live drummer from 2005 to 2008. That's freaking nuts, man. That's cool. All right, so little bit of an update real quick on music things. That is what we're talking about this week for music. Let's get back here to the fancy cam.